how do we how how do we settle? One of the ways we settle to shut is we rationalize bad behavior. We rationalize like somebody snaps at us or somebody says something, disrespectful to us, and we rationalize it. Oh, they didn't mean that. Or oh, they're just having a bad day. Or oh, that's not who they really are. That's a big form of settling because it's not so much you rationalizing the person's behavior and trying to let them off of the hook. The question is, what is that doing to you?
Mm.
What is that doing to you, attractive thinker, when you excuse away bad treatment? You felt it. You felt it when they said it. You felt it when they did it. But instead of owning your power and your worth and saying something like, that wasn't nice. Let me share something with you. I had an experience. I was in the supermarket and I was checking out to shed. I had, how, I mean, I don't know if everybody does this, but I do. I get out my car, I lock my car, and I continue to hold my keys and my phone in my hand while I'm shopping. Sometimes if, while I'm doing produce and bagging up, in the produce section, putting apples in the plastic bag or whatever, I'll take my keys and put them in my purse. But most of the time, my phone is with me, in my hand. Um, so I'm shopping in the market and my cart is full of produce and I go to the counter to check out and I place my items on the bay and they're sliding down the bay. The cashier is checking them out. And you know how sometimes you have these accounts at different stores and they give you this little card, whereas you purchase $100 worth of groceries or whatever, they give you $20 off or something like that. So you have this card and you swipe the card or whatever. So my card, sometimes they'll give you a card that's about the size of your credit card, and other times they'll give you this little card that you can attach to your key ring. So my card was attached to my key ring. So I had my keys, hanging on my finger, and I was, putting the food up there, and she, was checking out. She got to the last item, and she asked for my card. She says, "Oh, do you have a card?" I was like, "Yeah." So actually, my key ring was on my finger, and I was holding it. It was just hanging off of my hand, but my finger was through the ring. And I held the card up so that she could scan it. She had a hand scanner. So she was able to, it was connected to a wire. She was able to reach it. I held my hand over the base so she could reach it. This particular cashier snatched the keys out of my hand. Now, mind you, it was on my finger. The ring, my finger was through the key ring. She snatched the whole thing and she scanned it. And here's the kicker. She took my keys and threw them down the bay where the bagged food was, and wanted me to proceed through the line to grab my bags and my keys that were laying somewhere under the bags between the food or whatever. It shocked me that she would do me like that. And I looked at her. I said, "Why did you do that?" I mean, it just caught me so off guard. I said, "That's not nice." And I did it just like that. And it stunned her because, sometimes, I mean, I don't know, I'm sure she had done it before, but it stunned her that I addressed her that way. I said, "Why did you do that?" I said, "That's not nice." And I didn't say anything else. She went down the bay in between the bags. She got the keys and she handed them to me. And this is what threw me off. She said, "I'm sorry." Just like that. She knew and she acknowledged and she accepted it. But I would not have gotten it stood out to her. I'm sure she'll never forget that particular day. I'm sure throughout the day she never forgot that encounter. But I confronted her and I did not settle for that kind of treatment. That's a form of settling, attractive thinking, when you are mistreated and you accept it and you don't say anything. Or I could have said, "Well, she's probably having a bad day. I'm not going to say anything." No, 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 no. Help her. I helped her that day because I could have been someone who would not have approached her that way. I helped her because the next person behind me may not have been so nice. So it made her check what she was doing and stop it. Whatever she was dealing with. And of course, she could have been dealing with something. I'm sure it had nothing to do with me because I didn't do anything to her. I just put my food on the bait and was getting ready to check out. But because I didn't settle, I snatched her out of her energy. I snatched her out of that mood, out of her day, and woke her up so that she would not do that to the next person. So there are many ways, in a pleasant way that we can make our boundaries known and not settle for bad treatment.